Hello, everyone. Today we are talking about an episode of Batman the Animated Series, and this is one of my favorite episodes from the show, so that's why I selected this one because myself and Jack are going to go through a few over the weeks or months or however long and go through some Batman the Animated Series episodes. So we're not doing them in any particular order. I picked this one, as I said, because it's one of my favorites. And joining me today to help me dissect this episode is Batman expert Jack Markham. Jack, it is ice to see you.
Chill out, Stephen. Allow me to break the ice.
Are you disappointed that this version of Freeze doesn't talk like that?
Yeah, no, this is the actual good version of Mr. Freeze that came out in the 90s. Not the miscasted one.
Miscasted, how dare you? That's heresy.
Yeah, I think we said it last time. It's like you have a Batman film with Bane and you cast Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
It's so weird.
Someone didn't do their homework.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to go through it in chronological order. We're going to break down the writing, talk about some pluses and minuses. Spoiler alert, it's going to be mainly pluses because this is a fucking great episode. It won an Emmy, isn't that right,
Yes.
Jack?
It did, and I looked up the name of it, and it won the Daytime Emmy Award for Outstanding Writing in an Animated Program.
Brilliant.
So
what an achievement.
That's a pretty big achievement, yeah, for a cartoon.
Absolutely.
But I think we all know that Batman the Animated Series isn't exactly just a kids cartoon. It's not like as lighthearted and silly as Ed, Ed and Eddie or whatever. It's actually pretty serious and noir. That's probably why it got the Emmy, because so many adults loved it as well.
Yeah, I mean, this episode has an example of how they push the tone quite a bit at times. Like this one, and because I watched it recently as well, the Clayface episode. There's some scenes in that are pretty, pretty out there for the type of show it is. For a quote unquote kids thing. Like they can really push it sometimes, and I really like that about it.
I really love how this show treats its villains because you empathize with Mr. Freeze and you empathize with Two-Face had that amazing two-parter, and Baby Doll, when it's like this grown woman, but she's in a child's body. It's and you really empathize with her. So this show's very good at doing that.
Yeah, I think it.
And this is a perfect example of that, I think.
Yeah, it handles its villains really, really well. So, all right, we're going to jump right into it. So the episode opens with a figure in a snow globe, and we hear Mr. Freeze's voice. He says, "This is how I will always remember you, surrounded by winter, forever young and beautiful." And then he says, the monster who took you from me will learn that revenge is a dish best served cold." And straight off the bat, I love Mr. Freeze's voice. I think it's great.
Yeah, so do I. And I know that he gets conflated by a lot of people nowadays for just being the fellow with the ice puns and all that. But this one, I don't even think is that bad. I think it sets up his character quite nicely because it is like a pun, it's like it's a best served cold or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's really eerie and
it's more menacing.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of creepy and it's like he's not trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Like he's genuinely serious. He's gonna freeze this man alive when he sees him.
Yeah, exactly. He literally means I'm gonna fucking freeze you to death.
Yeah, you mean business. That's what he does. Come here. Before we go on, can I just mention something real quick?
Go for it.
I think the last time we were talking, I said that the Condiment King.
All right, so Jack has a beef against the Condiment King. Can you explain that?
Yes, I do. And if I ever see him, I'm going to fuck him up. Because I said on the last episode, the Condiment King was like a villain of the week pre-Crisis on Infinite Earths. And then Crisis happened and he never came back until Batman the Animated Series. I was incorrect. I was thinking of Mr. Freeze. That is what happened to Mr. Freeze, not Condiment King. I looked it up because it was bothering the hell out of me.
Yeah. The title of this episode is going to be like Jack Markham comes clean about his horrendous mistake.
So now that we've cleared that up, let's never talk about Condiment King ever again.
All right. We won't do an episode dedicated to him, and it'll just be the
Yeah,
thumbnail: Jack
imagine he had
versus Condiment King.
look, man, out of all the Batman villains, I know I could probably take him.
I mean,
You know,
yeah.
like
Depends on your
he's just a
tolerance for
dude.
mustard. Depends on your tolerance for mustard. And
Imagine this episode was for him and it was called like Heart of Ketchup.
Heart
Sorry,
of ketchup.
we're getting so off track here.
All right, back to one of the better villains.
Yeah, sure.
Then we cut to a reporter saying that there's lots of cold-related crimes, and we see that Gothcorp got attacked. And then in the Batcave.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and the CEO, would you believe, Ferris Boyle of Gothcorp, that we meet in this episode, is actually the first time Mark Hamill does a voice appearance on the show. So this episode was the first episode that Paul Dini wrote, and after this one, they just kept him on the show. And it was also the first time Mark Hamill was on the show before he actually voiced the Joker.
Did the Joker episode not come before this?
No, this one was recorded.
Oh, recorded
before
right.
that.
Oh,
yeah,
that's interesting. I didn't
this
know
was
that.
this was early on.
That's cool. That's a nice little bit.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's cool.
Bit of trivia.
I love a bit of trivia. Owen Quinn's great for his trivia. It's not always anything to do with the episode, but he's great for it.
So that's the best type when it just pops into your mind and you just have to get it off your chest.
Yeah. I mean, during the Dog Soldiers episode, he was telling me how when he was a kid, he got kicked by a cow. It was a fascinating story. But
that sounds like something he'd come out with. All right,
yeah. So Batman's in the Batcave and he's analyzing the stolen items, and he says on their own they're not too bad, but when you combine them, they combine into a massive weapon able to generate intense cold. And he says there's only one place that the final component can be found, so he knows where to go. It's nice to see Batman do some detectiving.
Yeah, I like when Alfred comes up to him and he goes, "Oh, playing video games, sir."
Oh yes.
And I'm just like, if he came up to me and said that, I'm like, Alfred, you helped me put this computer in here. It's a very high tech system.
It'd be cool if you walked
But
in.
I
and
like
Batman was playing.
Yeah, I like how Alfred in this show never loses that smart alecky kind of attitude with him, you know.
I love his
like in the Man
personality
Bat episode, he says, "Are you listening to rock and roll, sir?" Yeah. I love that.
I love his voice actor and I love his personality.
Yeah, he's very charming.
Yeah, and then Batman is chasing Mr. Freeze. Mr. Freeze is in like a truck full of goons, and Mr. Freeze uses his freeze gun on the road, and it sends the Batmobile all wonky. It starts going all over the place, and the freeze gun, I think, is such a cool weapon.
I have a bit of a mystery surrounding Mr. Freeze's ice gun.
Oh, is it one of these fan theories?
A little fan theory, yeah. I think it has like kind of powers. Do you know? Because he just sometimes he shoots something like he shoots this roller blind right in this episode, and he sticks his hand out the window, shoots this like stainless steel roller blind, and smashes right through it. So, if his ice can do that to metal, and he freezes your man's legs, I'm like, aren't his legs just going to shatter into a million bits?
Yeah. I find that
you see this in Batman and Robin a lot, because it's like he freezes in Batman and Robin, he freezes Robin, like his entire body, but then he like shoots like metal walls and brick walls, and it just smashes right through them. I'm like, hang on a minute, so wait, what does it?
I guess
does the ice gun make things really brittle?
I find that with characters, like various characters with ice powers, it seems to be sometimes it makes you brittle, sometimes it makes you really fucking solid. But I guess he can freeze you, and as long as something doesn't bash off you, you could be okay. We'll kind of give them that leniency, I guess.
Right. Right. I'm just a bit confused on how, Batman's entire body. I think I have an explanation for this, but his whole body gets frozen in that scene, right? When Mister Freeze. So he gets frozen, and if you remember, Stephen, you will remember because you're an Adam West fan. Do you remember when Mister Freeze was on Adam West's show and Batman beats him because he wears thermal fucking underwear? Or something. Thermal bat underwear.
Holy thermal underwear, Batman.
Yeah. So that's, I think, how Batman survived
That's a
this
bit.
episode as well.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that. I'm a bit mixed on it, but we'll get there.
Right.
Yeah, so the Batmobile crashes, and we get a
Mhm.
fight scene with Freeze and the thugs, and Batman goes, "Freeze." And Mr. Freeze says, "That's Mr. Freeze to you." I love his dialogue throughout this. I think he's got some great lines. Um,
Oh my God, man. Mr. Freeze's dialogue doesn't miss in this episode. It's like every line
oh
like
man,
it's like you're locked into him. Every time he's on the screen, you just want to hear what he says. He's very,
exactly. Like
very well written.
that combined with the tone
Yeah.
of his voice, it just works so well. Um, and he says to
Yeah.
Batman, "This is a personal vendetta." But they get into a fight anyway, and then, as you said, Batman ends up getting frozen, so he's locked out of the show for a bit. And
Yeah.
one of the thugs' legs gets frozen, and he's as the Mr. Freeze and the gang is kind of escaping. This is another bit that I like. It's a bit like out there for kids, where he's like his legs are frozen. He's crawling towards them, begging them to help. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty grim.
Yeah. It's pretty serious, all right. And his mate is there, like, but he's one of us. We can't leave him behind. And then Mr. Freeze is like, okay, I'll do you then as well. Like,
Yeah,
it's like perhaps you'll join him. It says something like this. Like, so this guy is literally he's ruthless. I think he's
yeah,
beyond the point of actually giving a shit anymore. He'll
yes,
just
yeah,
he'll just literally kill anyone. He doesn't give a fuck.
yeah, and
Yeah.
there's a good contrast between like his actions and Batman's actions in this because right, so Mr. Freeze and the gang are kind of getting away. Batman breaks out of his ice. I'm a bit. This is a bit. Like I would say is a little bit of a weakness because this tends to happen sometimes in various movies and shows where the hero's kind of locked out, they're tied up or they're bound or something like that, and they break out just when
Uh,
it needs to happen. So I'm not. I mean, it's not the worst in this instance, but it's just something I'm not a fan of. But in any case, they're getting away, but Batman decides to help the tug rather than pursue the villains. So we see that, Mr. Freeze left him there because he's stone cold, basically, and Batman decides to help him despite the fact that the villains are getting away. So I like that.
I like that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
really like that. It was
We
very because this Batman, I think everyone will agree, is very compassionate. Uh,
Yes.
he
Yes.
always shows compassion. Uh,
Yes.
and he actually takes this guy to the Batcave and
Yeah.
puts him in the tank and
Yeah.
heals him. Like, even though he's a criminal, it's like he's still a
Yeah.
human being.
Yeah,
And I love that
exactly.
about Conroy's Batman. There's loads of great moments in this show, uh, like that, where he just shows compassion.
Yeah. Which I think is really important for the character.
But yeah, definitely. I mean,
I think
uh,
later versions of Batman sort of lose that.
yeah, I know. I noticed that as well. Like, you don't really get those kind of moments. I found, well, like with the likes of Ben Affleck's Batman, he's great for action and everything like this in the films, but you never get a moment like the Baby Doll episode where he
Yeah.
does something really meaningful, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh my God, he's such a good person, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he
Yeah.
really goes out of his way to help this. Even like, so he brings the tug back to the Batcave. He's unconscious, so he doesn't know the location of the Batcave. And he's in this tank, so he's thawing his legs. And Alfred says to him, "That man would have left you to die. You're showing a lot of compassion." So even Alfred's like, this fellow would have left you to die, and here you are going out of your way to help him. But again, it just shows Batman's character.
Yeah, it really does. And I love this. I love that massive sneeze he does when he's talking to Alfred in this bit.
Oh, that's when I discovered that myself and Batman have the exact same sneeze.
Man, my sneeze is so loud as well.
I I fucking cackled when Batman let out that sneeze, and then I was like,
I
"That's
know.
that's my sneeze." It's just like, ah, whoa!
It's so loud. It's like it's unbelievable. I'm like, oh my god, he's literally just such a dude. Like, I know people who sneeze exactly like that.
Yeah.
You know?
If Nicola was watching it, she goes, "That's you, Stephen. That's you."
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm the exact same, man. I mean, I wake up the dead. But on this, I was weird like about it because the first I watched it twice, but leading up to this review, and the first time I was watching it with my missus, and he did that massive sneeze, and I went, "Bless you." So, she just smacked me. She was like, "Shut up." Yeah, so I said, "Bless you" when he did that.
Oh god, it's so unbelievably funny.
Mm.
um, and then
In
Bruce
a
is
serious episode like this as well, like those moments are always appreciated as well.
yeah, especially like when a lot of kids will be watching it. You don't want the tension to be too much for too long.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So Bruce Wayne is in Ferris Boyle's office. So Ferris Boyle is which is the owner of GotCorp. Is that
Yeah,
it?
that's right.
Yeah,
He's like the kind of corrupt CEO.
yeah,
He's a bit of a fake humanitarianism.
yes,
Humanitarian. He's a bit of a fake,
yeah,
compassionate narcissist CEO, pretty much.
yeah. And I think it was a
Would you
good.
agree?
I would agree. I think it was a great choice narratively to have him responsible for the accident. But I'll get more into that as we get to that scene. Um, so yeah,
Mm.
Ferris Boyle's telling Bruce of a scientist who died in an explosion. And Ferris says that he was wasting company money on personal use, and yeah, we learned that Boyle's a bit of a gobshite who doesn't really care about people despite his public image.
Yeah, like he refers to his employees as wage slaves.
Oh
He said,
God,
"Oh,
yeah,
one of the wage slaves back in the day." And I was like, "Oh, this guy's such a piece of shit, man."
yes,
You know.
absolutely. You kind of
And when you see him on the TV earlier in the episode, he's like, "Oh, we're all about the people."
oh yes,
And then you see his true colors when he's talking to Bruce. You're like, "You fucking scumbag."
yeah, and you just know there's like people like that in the world where the public image is all nice and then behind closed doors they're an actual piece of shit.
Yeah, totally. I mean, like I'd even go as far as to say I've kind of met people like that who are like a totally different person when they're talking to you privately
I told you not
than
to
they
go
are.
into that, right? Leave me alone.
Yeah, like you, Stephen. I mean, like the amount of cannibal shit you say to me on a daily basis.
Oh man, you should hear what
If
Owen
your
Quinn's.
viewers knew you the way I knew you, your career would be over.
Right, I'm just deleting this whole recording in 3, 2. I'm a fucking delight, and you know it. Anyway, so Batman, I like to see Batman using his disguises. So Batman disguises himself as a guard, and he finds a tape on Mister Freeze, and he sees that Nora, Mister Freeze, is it wife or fiance?
It's his wife.
Wife, yeah.
Um,
She was frozen until they could find a cure. So she has this incurable disease. So the idea is Mr. Freeze wants to freeze her until he can find a cure for her, which is a pretty neat idea. Um, and then we
yeah.
see that Ferris Boyle. So Batman's watching all this on the tape. So Ferris Boyle, he he ends Freeze's project, uh, and he's like, you can't be doing this. And Mr. Freeze is obviously like, you can't pull her out of this state right now. It'd be horrendous. And Freeze pulls a gun and calls Boyle a murderer because that's essentially what he's going to do to Nora. Like she'll die. Oh, excuse me. And then Boyle kicks Freeze. He's kind of at first he's like, we can talk this out, yada yada yada. And then he kicks Freeze into a pile of chemicals.
Yeah,
Um,
that's right. And I think he was holding a gun or something, and he was ready to shoot Boyle if he continued. And Boyle, I think, put on his fake compassionate act.
yeah,
Said, "Oh, Victor, Victor, come on, man!" And he diffuses him
yeah,
to a point where he's vulnerable, and then boots him into the desk.
yeah,
So it just kind of that one kind of clip alone just shows you who Boyle really is. He's
yeah.
fake, and he'll absolutely stab you in the back any chance he
Exactly.
gets.
That
And he'll
whole
use compassion to make you vulnerable, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Yeah, yeah, and I like that it's like the cold-hearted actions of another turned Mister Freeze into a cold-hearted villain. I like that choice. You know, someone's
Yeah.
cold-hearted actions turned him into this. Um, that's a really strong choice. I like that a lot.
And it's funny, like once you see that flashback scene, you kind of find yourself rooting for the villain now. It's like
Yeah,
I'm like, oh damn, I really hope he gets this guy now. To be honest.
yeah, it's kind of it's good the way to do it because you want to see him get Boyle and serve up his ice cold vengeance, but at the same time you're like, I kind of want him to be stopped because he's going to hurt innocent people. So I like this kind of like you're conflicted about the whole thing.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, it's very well done. Like it's no wonder this show won an Emmy for writing. I mean,
um,
who even was Ferris Boyle before this? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like Mr. Freeze, I could. Okay, well, I'll do it afterwards if you want, but I could give you a little bit of a brief history on him before this.
Do you know
Um,
what? That would be great at the end to give a little bit more history on
okay,
the character.
sure,
That'd be awesome way to finish up.
sure,
Um,
okay.
yeah, so Freeze shows up behind Batman and he says about the tape because Batman, I can't remember what Batman says, but Batman Freeze says it would move me to tears if I still had tears to shed, which is another great
Oh,
line. Like
so good.
it's so, and his delivery is just awesome.
Like it's a strange thing to say, but I think they were going for this. The only way to describe him as a person is ice cold. You know how you meet someone and they're just a cold bastard.
Yeah, yeah,
And I don't mean to make a pun or whatever, but that's just how I
yeah,
would describe that kind of behavior. He's an ice cold fucking bastard.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But as you said, at the same time, you understand him.
Yeah, definitely. Like there's definitely been like days and weeks where I'm pretty sure everyone's been through this, where you've been wronged by someone so much that you kind of want to turn into a bit of a Mr. Freeze,
Yeah, yeah,
you know.
exactly.
But there is that kind of morality about it, you know. I mean, like his kind of morality is gone way beyond. Um,
Yeah,
what am
and
I trying to say here? It's like his conscience is kind of dulled now because he's after, well, allegedly losing his wife. We don't actually know if she's alive or dead. That's
yeah,
the thing.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And yeah, I like this idea of cold creates cold. You know, Ferris Boyle was cold, and now he creates this cold villain. Like it's just all really good. So
Yeah.
he captures Batman, and Batman's tied up, like his hands are frozen to the ceiling. And Batman says, "I'm sorry about your wife," and Freeze says, just like you were saying there, like I'm beyond emotions. They've been frozen dead in me, and I'm like, oh, so good.
Yeah,
But
and the thing is that that's a little ice pun as well, but it's not so obvious that, you
it
have to stop and go, oh, come on, these fucking jokes. Like
yeah, it's different.
it works.
All his
Yeah.
all his ice quote unquote puns are to serve a purpose, and they're a bit more poetic, a bit more deep and meaningful.
Yeah. Then just, Arnold showing up and
Chill out.
saying one every 5 minutes and just completely taking you out of the film because it's so ridiculous.
um. So yeah, like we find out like Freeze is willing to kill innocent people, so he must
He
be
says
stopped.
he says a fantastic line here when Batman's tied up, and I have it written down here if you want me to read
Go for it.
it out. Um, He says, think of it, Batman, to never again walk on a summer's day with a hot wind in your face and a warm hand to hold.
I
Yes,
I love that.
I
I
live
also
for
had
that.
that written down. Yeah, that is just it's so sad,
What an
so good.
amazing fucking line. I mean, that's just so personal, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's great.
So
And like
relatable as well. It's like,
yeah, and he
he
is
just wants
saying
to walk on a summer's day again. Yeah.
just normal things he's never going to experience again. And then
It's
he's
really tragic, isn't it?
yeah, like he is telling Batman like imagine that, imagine how that feels. And so yeah,
He doesn't, it's like he doesn't even want kind of power or wealth or to take over Gotham. He just wants his life back.
yeah.
He's a tragedy.
And vengeance is just a big driving force.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, like what? It's kind of like what else does he have left?
Yeah,
If not just getting revenge at this point, because it doesn't. I don't think the episode even explicitly says where Nora is.
that's a good point.
So
Yeah,
for all we know, she's dead.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. That's yeah, exactly. We're unsure at this
So
point.
yeah, so maybe that's what Freeze knows. Maybe that's as far as his knowledge goes about Nora. Maybe he thinks she's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we find out that Mr. Freeze, can no longer survive outside of sub-zero temperatures. His suit is keeping him alive. Um, and yeah, he wants payback for the man who ruined his life. And yeah, and then I have that line written down. Think of it,
yeah,
Batman. Oh, it's so good. I wish I could emulate his voice
yeah.
perfectly.
And then they kind of come back to that line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like, but it's like they use some kind of modulator for his voice for sure.
Oh
I mean,
yes.
well, think of it, the Batman. There's like some kind of machine there or something. I think.
Yeah. And actually, when he finishes that line, so he's saying like a hot wind in your face and a warm hand to hold, and he goes, "Oh yes, I'd kill for that." Great,
Yeah,
great stuff. He would kill for that experience.
and
And
Batman doesn't even really challenge him on it.
yeah, I
You know
mean,
how when it's like when there's a Poison Ivy episode of this show, Batman pure gives out to her because she's fucking bonkers. You're trying to destroy the ecosystem, you mad bitch. But like in this one,
that's actual dialogue, by the way.
yeah. Oh yeah, verbatim.
He calls her a
Uh,
mad bitch.
no, but he gives out to her. It's like
Yeah,
because there's one where she turns people into trees, and she's like, "You've got the convictions of a fanatic." Like he's proper getting into it with her. But when Freeze makes that line, Batman says nothing. He's
yeah,
nothing to say to him because I think it's
I
that compassionate
yeah,
side of him taking over. You know,
yeah. I
like
would
he could
just have
call him a
said to him
lunatic.
like, yeah, just maybe watch out for the innocent people. But even at that, like Batman's character, like even even if you agree that like so Boyle is a piece of shit who caused all this, but Batman would try and save him anyway because Batman doesn't agree with this type of vengeance.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, um, because it is just like bloodthirsty,
Yeah,
you know,
I like
and
is it Under the Red Hood? I think Batman had a line in that one. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone, but where he's talking about why he doesn't kill people and stuff like that, and he's like, he says something like it would be too damn easy, and
yeah,
basically
yeah,
saying that it's like a hard place to come back from. And I
yeah.
loved that. I thought that was great.
Well, I think because he shows so much self restraint when he's fighting people. He has to hold himself back from killing people because we all know he's well able for it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
they come
basically
back to vengeance a lot in this show, because
yeah,
if you watch Mask of the Phantasm, it's kind of the same deal. Like I don't want to spoil that film for people who haven't seen it, but it is very kind of revenge heavy, and there's a bit of a nuance to it that's kind of similar to this one. But Batman always, I like how he's consistent with it. He
yeah,
doesn't approve of people killing in revenge because
yeah,
I think he believes it puts a stain on your soul, and that's it. That's done. Like you're fucked up for life,
yeah, yeah.
which I would say is,
Um,
is very honourable.
yeah, agree. And then we see Ferris Boyle is getting an award for being just such a lovely person, and
Oh,
and then Mr. Freeze shows up. He does something in this around this time where he freezes water and uses that to kind of elevate himself up to a height. Do you remember?
oh my god, that was so cool. I like when I was watching it the first time, I didn't pick up on that, but last night I was watching it again, and I saw him just knock out the top of the fire hydrant and then just freeze going his way and just shoot his way up the building. It was like so fucking badass, man.
Yeah, yeah, it was a neat touch and just
Yeah.
showing different ways the gun can be used.
Really creative as well. Like, I mean, just using a fire hydrant as basically like an elevator.
Yeah, yeah. So Freeze
Yeah.
confronts Boyle and he starts to freeze him, and Boyle is obviously begging, and there's just more great dialogue from Freeze, but I'm gonna end up reading out
Yeah.
everything he says, so I'm
Oh.
like, I'll just say it's more great dialogue.
No, go
um,
on, go for it. Do you have it in front of
I
you?
don't
Because
have
it
it written down. No, do you?
is like solid gold.
Go for it.
You glitched there. I didn't hear what you just said.
I said I don't have it written down in front of me. You go for it.
It was something like Boyle said, please, I beg you. And he goes, you beg me? Long have I waited for that look to be frozen on your face.
Yeah.
And it was something like, I dream every night of Nora begging me to help her or something like that. And I've
Yes.
long waited to see that look frozen on your face. It's like, fuck, man.
More great stuff. Yeah.
It's like this fucking holy grail of dialogue. It's so good.
And it's all very purposeful. It's not just thrown out there.
Yeah, as if this character couldn't get any deeper,
Yeah. And then Batman shows up, of course, to save the day, and himself and Mr. Freeze get into a fight. Now, initially, I was a bit mixed on the resolution, and I kind of laughed at it. But there's reasons I
Right.
do. There's reasons I like it, and I'll get into that. But right. So we'll go through what happens. So ultimately, Batman. So earlier, Batman has developed a cold in this show. By the way, that hence the big sneeze earlier. And as he's heading out, Alfred gives him. He says, "Take this." And I think Batman says, "What is it?" And he goes, "The best way to fight a cold." But it's chicken soup, basically, right? So Batman has chicken soup in his utility belt, and he ends up using the chicken soup to melt Mr. Freeze's helmet, thus defeating him. And initially, I laughed at the idea of Mr. Freeze being defeated by chicken soup, but there are reasons I like it. You give your thoughts first.
No, go on.
No, you first. Ladies first, Jack.
Fuck off. I was a bit confused by it, so I looked it up, and it turns out like boiling water can like crack glass. So it's like it does make sense, but I get what you mean by it's pretty silly because when he spills it on his helmet, like you see croutons and all that, just rolling down the glass.
Yeah, and it felt maybe a bit too comedic for a resolution to this sort of story, but ultimately I think I'm fine with it. What do you think? Are you all right with that resolution?
I think I'm okay with it because, like, the last time we saw Mr. Freeze was in Adam West's show, and like I think him saying it's the best way to fight a cold. I think that was very kind of Adam Westish of him, you know.
Right.
I don't know. It just kind of reminded me of some of the
Yeah.
kind of goofy puns. It's like goofy, but it's not like it's not way too out there, you know.
There's
But yeah, the chicken soup thing. I kind of feel bad for Alfred because he probably took some time making that for him.
This is the thing, and this ties into my thoughts on this, right? So one of the reasons I really like it is that, right, Batman's leaving to go fight crime, and Alfred has taken time to make sure he gets some chicken soup because he has a cold. And I like this. So Alfred is like a parent figure, and he really cares about Bruce, and he's like, "Here, take this, look after yourself," and all this kind of stuff. So the chicken soup represents Alfred's kind of warmth towards Bruce, and then Batman uses that to ultimately defeat a cold-hearted villain, and I think symbolically it works really well. I like it.
Yeah, and the chicken soup is a bit of a returning character in this show, I think.
Oh, is it right?
Yeah,
Revenge of the
in
Soup.
Scarecrow episode, Alfred makes it for him as well. You know, when he's doused with fear toxin.
It's just Alfred's cure-all.
He's like, oh, Master Bruce, what would you like for dinner? He's like, oh, I want chicken soup, Alfred. It's my favorite.
And yes, and then Mr. Freeze is taken away and he's put into a cell that's kept really cold so he can survive. And
wait, hang on.
Go.
You just glitched there again.
Okay. Can you hear me okay now?
Wait, let me just move this tripod.
1 second.
Sorry.
And we're back. So we were just frozen there for a second. But it is ice to be back. All right. Shut up, Stephen.
Cool.
So,
cool references,
bro. Right. Where am I?
The fucking thing is, we slag off Arnold Schwarzenegger, but we're just as guilty.
Oh man, yeah. I'm terrible for puns. Nicola hates my puns. But
I know. I
anyway,
always get a smack whenever I come out with one. Like,
I was just going to say that, but I didn't want to expose Nicola on air. But yeah. um, so Batman
oh,
hands over the tape he found. So this is before Freeze is in the prison. I kind of skipped ahead by accident, but so Batman hands
mm,
over the tape that exposes Boyle as an uncaring, ice cold bastard, so people know what he's really like. And then Freeze is taken into custody. He's in a jail cell that's kept really cold, so he can survive. And he asks Nora for forgiveness, and he says, "I failed you. I hope you hear me. Someplace, a warm hand. Oh yeah, I hope you hear me. Someplace, a warm hand waits for mine." And I was like, "That's a great way to round off everything."
yeah. Oh, it's a beautiful line. Um, I heard the animators in that scene wanted to end the episode with one of his tears freezing and flaking away into a snowflake.
Yeah,
But they didn't get around to it. But the creators of the show said if they could go back, they would absolutely add that in. But the
yeah,
thing is, when Batman and Robin came around, there is a scene where Arnold Schwarzenegger cries and the tear flakes away because it freezes. And
yeah.
that was initially meant to be the end shot of this episode.
That's fascinating. That would have been a good
Yeah.
way to end it. Yeah, I would have liked that visual and just
Yeah.
what it represents and all that. So that ends Heart of Ice. So ultimately, the cold, uncaring actions of another created a cold, uncaring villain, and it's beautiful. It's really, really good.
Yeah. I like as well how Batman gives the tape to Summer Gleason, you know, the reporter,
Yeah.
because she was the one at the very start of the episode saying what a great guy Ferris Boyle is on the
Oh, that's
TV.
nice. That's a nice way to come full circle.
Yeah, it's just really, really well done. So you just kind of know that, like, you know, she's the reporter that everyone in Gotham probably watches,
Yeah.
and now this dude's career is fucked. It's
Yeah.
over.
And her name is Summer. Ironic.
Yes, Summer Gleason. She's another returning character. I don't know if she's actually from any earlier comics, but she's in a lot of these episodes.
Ah.
You know,
Uh,
and she actually goes on a few dates with Bruce throughout
oh,
throughout
I'm
the show. Yeah, they have a bit of a romance.
yeah, I'm working my way through. I'm just kind of picking random episodes, uh, making my way through the show again. So the last one I watched was Clayface's origin, and I'd love to
Mhm.
talk about that sometime as well. But yeah, so big thumbs up for this episode. I really like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Um,
Um, yeah.
I can't really find any kind of.
Oh, there was one other little flaw. I can't remember if I mentioned it, but when Batman's kind of frozen in Mr. Freeze's lair, his hands are frozen to the ceiling. He just breaks out of it when he needs to, and that's just another example of like your hero kind of just being able to break free when he needs to. So I wish they went with something else for how he got out of that situation, but
Yeah, that's a very good point because like he doesn't even cover himself with his cape.
yeah,
Do you know? You think he'd wrap his cape around him or something, and maybe that's how he busts out. You know, because maybe it's a thermal cape or something. But
yeah,
you can see his face and his teeth get and his eyes getting frozen. He's not covered,
yeah.
but he just goes, "Ah, fuck this!" And he just smashes it. So I know what you mean. It's a bit
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah,
It's just when he needs to,
nonsensical.
he just brute forces his way out, and not mad about that. But there's only kind of those couple of little things in this, but like ultimately, it's a great episode, and I encourage everyone to watch it. And it's funny as well because I've heard a lot recently about people saying like live action is like tiers above animated stuff. And when you go back and watch some of the animated stuff, like some of the writing is so much stronger.
Yeah, I mean, I think I watch Batman the animated series more than I watch the Batman movies
Yeah,
because you know, once you watch the Batman movies, it's like, okay, maybe the writing was pretty good and all this, but you know, I have a show here with 60 episodes worth of good writing.
yeah,
Now, obviously, there's a few episodes that are misses,
yeah, yeah. You're
but
gonna
generally,
get
when
that.
I'm
Yeah,
flicking through the index of all these episodes, I can't decide on which one to watch because I don't know which one I like more. But you know, it's
yes,
there's so much good writing. It's like you can watch it for hours. It's
yeah. I'm
yeah,
excited
I
to
can't recommend it highly enough.
I'm excited to cover more. So, yeah, if you like this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. Freeze that like button and then smash it with a batarang or some such
Oh,
shite. I don't know.
Carey, give it up, will you?
Oh Jesus. So
Oh my
Jack,
God, man.
what Batman the animated series episodes would excite you to cover next? So we're obviously going to go through a few if Jack is willing.
I
Um,
would absolutely. I could talk about fucking all of them if you wanted me to. I mean, but there is a few. Uh, Dreams in Darkness is a personal favorite of mine.
nice.
You know when he gets doused with the fear toxin at
Yes.
like the worst timing, then he crashes the car outside Arkham Asylum, and the doctors take him in
Yeah.
and lock him in a cell. And he actually is going loopy a little bit because of the fear toxin, so he can't even really defend himself.
Yes.
That's a fantastic episode. Oh my God, it's so good. But maybe the baby doll one, and
Yeah.
uh, there's a two-parter with Catwoman and Red Claw that I'm very fond of. I think that's a fantastic
Nice.
episode.
Yeah, and
Uh,
everyone let us know in the comments if there's one you'd like us to cover next. Because there are quite a few great episodes. The last one I watched, as I said, was Clayface, and there's quite a lot of good stuff in the writing in that one too. Um, right.
do you want to know a little bit behind the scenes?
Yes,
What happened?
you were going to give us a bit of background.
Right. So yeah. Well, when it comes to Mister Freeze as a character, he first of all, he was voiced in this episode by Michael and Sarah, who died in 2013.
Oh,
Unfortunately, like a few of the voice actors, I believe, have died at this point. Um, Arlene Sorkin and Kevin Conroy, a few of them, so it's very unfortunate. But Mister Freeze as a character started in literally as such a villain of the week. He was called Mister Zero, and
right,
you know what his whole deal was? He was just your bog standard bank robber who had an ice gun.
right, right.
So none of this fleshed out origin. He didn't have to wear the suit or anything to survive. There's episodes of the Adam West series where he just doesn't have the helmet on. He's walking around shooting shit with ice because that was his thing. He just had an ice gun and that was his
Yeah,
gimmick. And then Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, and we never heard from him again until this exact episode. And people were like, "Oh shit, Mister Freeze is pretty fucking. He's he's a badass. Yeah, we like him."
yeah, yeah.
As a result of this episode, Batman and Robin they were coming out with the Batman live action movies, and they thought, okay, Batman 4 is coming out. Who are we going to put in for the
Mm,
villain role? And they were like, well, that episode is after winning an Emmy, so if we can adapt that story into our
right.
film, maybe it'll be really good.
Yeah,
Now
right.
that's that could be another movie we cover if you want, because there's a lot of mixed emotions about that one.
Oh hell yeah.
But after that was in '97, Batman and Robin, and this episode was in '92. In '98, they wanted to make a Batman animated movie where Bane was the main villain, right?
Ah, right.
But the thing is, you know, there was so much buzz about Mister Freeze at the time that they just rewrote the script into a sequel to Heart of Ice. So the movie Batman Sub Zero is the conclusion of this Mister Freeze's arc.
Yeah,
And it's actually a decent film. It's not like I know that I don't know why actually people don't like it. It's fine. It's pretty fucking good.
right.
I don't mind it at all. I think it's pretty good. Now it's not Phantasm level good,
Yeah,
but it's kind of along the same kind of tier as Return of the Joker. Like it's really entertaining.
worth a watch.
Um, and it like yeah, it's a really good Mister Freeze story. So I think that's all I really want to say about it.
Yeah, awesome. That's great.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
one more thing.
yeah.
This Mister Freeze in this episode was designed by Mike Mignola.
Ah,
Yeah,
I really,
Hellboy fella.
yeah, I really love him as an artist.
Yeah,
And
he's
I
fantastic.
really like Mr. Freeze's character design and his look and his voice and his dialogue. It just all comes together perfectly.
Yeah, he really is a really well written character for this episode. I don't even know if they knew how good this was
Yeah,
before it came out. Like maybe they had an inkling that this is like the best episode because like you hear people referring to Heart of Ice as their favorite episode of the show.
yeah,
Um, and I can absolutely see why because it's very it's a perfect single story.
yeah.
There's no strings attached to it. It
Yeah.
just works by itself.
It's impressive what they can achieve in like 20 odd minutes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Like
I mean,
you,
I do like the two parters in BTOS. Like whenever I'm watching them, I don't know, I kind of give two parters special treatment because I like watching longer stories, I guess. But
I'm quite fond of the two-parters as well. Like, but even at that, what a combined total of 40 minutes, and they can achieve more than a lot of the like 2 hour movies. I think it's really impressive.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And a lot of these two parters end up becoming like quote unquote like DVD movies or VHS
Yeah,
movies that there
yeah,
were at the time. Like for example, um, the Batman and Superman movie. That's a crossover between Batman the Animated Series and Superman the Animated Series is literally just a two-part episode of Superman the Animated Series.
yeah,
And it's fucking amazing. It's so well written.
yeah,
Uh, and it's the same with Batman Beyond the movie. Like, you can get these DVDs called Batman Beyond the movie. It's not really a movie. It's just the first 2 or 3 episodes of the show put together.
yeah,
So yeah, the two-parters in BTAS and in the Bruce Timm universe are very much like Act One and Act Two of a movie,
yeah.
or like first half, second half of a movie. Yeah,
There
I
you
really
go.
like that about this show.
So Jack, where?
Robin's Reckoning as well, fantastic as well.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to cover that. As a like anyone listening, if you want to put in the comments one of your favorite episodes and you'd like us to cover it, just let us know. We do plan on getting through quite a few, and this was great talking about a great episode of BTAS for sure.
Yeah, I really enjoyed doing this, and I was really puzzled about your choice because we went from Hellboy to Heart of Ice, which is an episode of Batman. I was like, I cannot say no to this.
There
Any excuse to talk about DC and PTAS.
you
Awesome.
go.
I
Yeah,
fucking love doing this. It was awesome.
great stuff. So where can everyone find you and your work? And you are working on an animation. Is that right, Jack?
Yeah, and I think it's become my life's mission because I reckon I'm probably gonna finish it on my deathbed.
Right. Well, if you do,
Yeah,
I'll buy a copy for sure.
awesome. Well, look, if I'll put it on DVD
Yeah,
and
yeah.
send it to you in the post. But
At
yeah,
that
I'm
stage
I'm
in
working
life,
on.
everyone will be like, "What the fuck's a DVD?"
I know this is the thing. Like I've kind of teenage cousins, and we were sitting around at Christmas there like last year, and my son he's 6 and he can operate a DVD player because I've showed him how.
Yeah.
But my cousins who are like 18, 19 have fucking no idea how to operate a DVD player.
Jesus.
And I just find that so bizarre.
That's
You
funny.
just press open, pop the disc in, press close it. We got
Yeah.
one of them to do it and they couldn't fucking figure out how to open it.
Oh my god. That's nuts.
So yeah, by the time this film comes out, the film I'm working on at the minute, the DVDs will probably not even exist anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, so
But yeah,
tell
it is.
everyone a little bit about that.
So it's what I'm working on at the minute is a 2D animated a movie adaptation of my graphic novel that I published in December. I'm working on the sequel graphic novel to the graphic novel that just came out as well at the same time. So but with the movie, I just decided instead of reaching out to a bunch of studios and all this, I actually can draw and I can paint, so I can actually just do this myself. And I don't think it's going to really take that long. I know I do exaggerate, but I reckon I could have it done in about 2 years, about a year maybe. So if
Fantastic.
you subscribe to my YouTube, Jack Markham 27, you'll be able to watch my uh, progress in making this film.
There will be a link in the description to Jack's YouTube, and I suggest you go check it out and follow him and see all his shenanigans. And yeah, it's really great what you're doing. I'm like really admirable.
Well, thanks very much. I don't want to let people down, so I'm just going to keep working on it until I'm happy with it because if I'm working on something for this long, I'm not going to allow it to be shit. You know that way?
Yes, yes.
You know, when you're working on something for ages and ages, and you can't in good conscience like allow it to be shit.
Oh yeah. Or otherwise, it just feels like you've wasted 2 years or whatever it was. Like,
I know, yeah, I know. I hate working on something like. I mean, the other night I was sitting on my shed and I couldn't sleep, so I started remixing. I started remixing two songs together, and the songs were, "Time" by Hans Zimmer from the Inception soundtrack.
right?
I
Yeah, yeah.
tried remixing that with "When I'm Gone" by Eminem,
Can
and I
you
put the lyrics over time. And I was
where
sitting there
where
for
can I
like
listen to
four
that?
hours.
Where can I listen to that?
No, I was listening. I was there for 4 hours, and then I finally listened to it, and I was like, I can't upload this. This is shite. Because
Oh
no,
jeez.
the songs work together. It's just I don't know how to fucking remix anything. So if there's any DJs listening,
Jack's looking for a
yeah,
DJ. Get in touch.
yeah, awesome.
Oh,
That'd be awesome. Yeah,
that's funny.
I don't know how to do it.
All right. So, Jack, will we let them know what we're going to be talking about next week?
Do you want to announce it or will I?
You announce it. You've earned the right.
We're going to be covering a masterpiece of shit next week
Oh.
called The Flash.
Oh yeah.
And
I only watched it recently, and it was because Jack recommended talking about it. So I finally watched it, and I have lots of thoughts on the movie and its writing and its quality, and we will dig into it. And maybe Jack's being sarcastic. Maybe we find that it's actually a masterpiece and highly underrated. And I am trying to say
maybe,
that with a
yeah.
straight face, but
Well, maybe, Stephen, we're just not smart enough for it, and we just don't understand the subtle undertones of how much of a genius movie it is. I can't
yeah.
even say that with a straight
Uh,
face.
no. When I finished it, I was like, Jack just didn't get this movie.
Yeah, it's just really smart. I'm just not smart enough to understand it.
Like if you can't follow the time travel mechanics in that movie, then there's no other way to say this, Jack. But you're just a gobshite.
Oh yeah, because they make absolute perfect sense.
Yeah. I in all seriousness, when I finished watching it, I had a massive headache and I wanted to set my TV on fire.
I know it was like one of these things. I wanted to go out and just kick a chicken because I just wasted 2 hours of my fucking life that I'm never getting back. I
Listen,
was pissed
poor
off, and I was like,
poor poor
"What do I do
chickens should
now?"
not be harmed because of a trash movie.
Yeah, I
Again,
don't
oh,
know.
maybe this is all a ruse, and it's you'll come to the end, and you're like, oh, it is actually a well written masterpiece. Oh, you just have to tune in next week and find out. While
Yeah,
we try
we
and
could
keep it.
absolutely be misleading. Definitely.
So we're going to be talking about The Flash, Ezra Miller, Michael Keaton, a little bit of
God.
Ben Affleck, and
I'm looking forward to it though because it's very rare when I just get to like absolutely lay into a film.
it deserves it. It deserves your laying into. So we will be back with that next week, and we have a lot to say on it and a lot to say about its writing quality. All
It's
right.
funny how we're going from something that's written almost perfectly, arguably perfectly, to something that is written fucking horrendously.
It's honestly impressive to write something that bad. Like that almost takes effort.
Yeah, it's like a test tube, baby. It's like some kind of freak of nature in
Yeah,
cinema.
we're going from like a 10 out of 10 to maybe it scrapes a 1.5.
Oh, well, look, we'll have to hear the final verdict on the day, Stephen.
Yeah. And then we'll get Owen's thoughts on this. I think he might be more favorable toward it. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't know if sometimes he's just messing with me.
I'd love to find out what Owen's favorite episode of BTAS is,
Yeah, I
and
was
I'm sure
actually
he'll let us know.
I was
I'm
trying to
sure he'll let
guess.
us
I was trying to give it a guess what it would be, but
know.
I can't think of anything smarmy to say, so I'm just gonna move on.
No, uh, I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh, I know. I think I know what it is actually. There is one where Batman and Robin get time machines.
there you
That's
go.
kind of up his alley.
There you go. Owen Quinn, author of the Time Warriors. That could be right up his alley. Okay, thank you so much, Jack, for providing your insight into this episode. Great fun breaking this down. Great episode. Go watch it. and we'll be back next week. Bye bye.
It was my pleasure. Thanks for having me on again, Stephen.
No bother.
Bye bye now.
Bye bye.